Hello and welcome to Capacity TV. My name is Saf Malik, Deputy Editor at Capacity. We're here at ITW Asia and I'm delighted to be joined by Matt Wall, who is the VP for Business Development at Southern Cross. Matt, thank you so much for joining us today.
Pleasure.
Matt, can you walk us through the Tasman Express, where the project stands today and what the pre-sale phase means for customers?
Yeah, so Southern Cross has been around for about 20, 25, 26 years, and we have 3 systems between Australia and the US currently. And the plan is that 2 of those systems become end of life in the next 5 years. So we needed to put together a retirement strategy around what we do next. So the first phase of that was building a new system between Sydney and LA called Southern Cross Next. That was RFS in 2022. The third phase of that, or the second phase of that retirement plan is something called Tasman Express, or TX. So TX is from Sydney to Auckland. It will be a low latency route. All the other systems at the moment have branching units going into the top North Island of New Zealand, so they're latency heavy. We saw a real niche with all the activity around data centers going on in Auckland to build this low latency route, as I say. Where we're at in the process right now is that we have signed an agreement with a marine supplier. We have landing party contracts in both countries signed. We have board approval and we have finance approval. And where we're at right now is those pre-SIF sales where we're talking to customers or potential customers around purchasing significant capacity at the fibre pair level before we actually go SIF. And we're hoping to go SIF early part of next year.
Australia to US connectivity is at a critical point. How serious do you think the risk is of losing redundant capacity as the older systems are retired?
Yeah, look, all the systems currently that are there between Australia and the US are low fibre count systems. So we are going to retire Southern Cross North and Southern Cross South in around 2030, which only leaves a handful left. And the way it's going and the demand that's happening right now, the ones that are left are going to be full. So you're only going to be left with the current build, which is Google, and Google are keeping most of their capacity that they're building to themselves. They're releasing some to the market, but most of it is for their own use. So really there is going to be a lack of redundant systems between those 2 continents, as I say, at around about the 2030. The challenge is that if we signed, we've heard through various suppliers, that if we sign an agreement today to build one, and these things are expensive, you know, it's 13,500 kilometres, it's $500 million to fund it. The supplier's saying it's going to take 7 years. So there is going to be, or there is a risk that there isn't enough capacity between Australia and the US, particularly, as I say, once these systems begin to kind of become end of life.
We were talking yesterday and you said without fibre, a data centre is just an over-engineered building.
Yeah.
Can you explain why redundant subsea connectivity is so essential?
It kind of all plays in together. So the challenge with data centres and the investment in data centres right now is power. That's one aspect of it. You can find the land, you know, Australia is vast as an example, so you can buy cheap land, but it's got to be close to power, but it's got to be connected as well. So you need that connection, those redundant path connections, both terrestrially and also subsea as well. So a lot of the customers, the larger hyperscale customers are asking for 4 separate entry points into DCs. So that presumably will translate into multiple paths subsea. So we're not really seeing that level of investment going into subsea right now. We're seeing it in DCs. But yeah, if it's not connected, it is an over-engineered box.
I like that quote. With funding suppliers and landing partners already locked in, what makes it the right time for partners to commit to the Tasman Express?
Because we're in the pre-sale process, which means pricing will go up once we go SIF. That's the first aspect of it. It's a high fibre count system. It's 14 fibre pairs. So there is no other low latency route between the 2 countries. And as I suppose the industry grows from a data center perspective, that you're going to need more connectivity, as I've just mentioned. So there is no other option, really, low latency option between those 2 countries. Not at a high fibre count anyway. There is one system that goes from Hamilton into Sydney. Again, it's only a couple of fibre pairs. So in the way it's going from a demand perspective right now, you need those high fibre counts. And you need that low latency as well as an alternative to the kind of longer routes that come in over the top of New Zealand.
Matt, super interesting to hear about the Tasman Express. Thank you so much for joining us.
Pleasure, thank you.
And thank you for watching Capacity TV.